Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
We're here.
We are here. The Reeses are back. How you been doing?
Hey, sis. How are you tonight?
So
So good to see you.
So start sharing. Start letting everybody know. Hey, the Reeses are here, y'all.
Yes, we are.
We are in the house.
All right. We're just going to allow a few minutes for others to join in. Yes, we are good. We're good, sis.
We're good. We're good.
And at the same time, we're also sharing.
Yes. We are sharing. So share it with your friends. Share it with people you know. Everybody.
The Reeses are here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to behave this week. Last broadcast got a little out of control.
Yes, it did.
We'll try to behave ourselves.
We're going to behave, y'all. We're going to behave today. We're going to get this out there. Is that all right?
Yes. All right, sis. I see you sharing. Thank you so much. Those that are joining, tuning in, if you would share this broadcast. We are the Reeses Unified Love Couples Ministry. Yes.
Woo-woo.
All right now. And we are live on tonight. Not only are we live on Facebook, but we're also live on our YouTube channel, Unified Love Couples Ministry. So if you know someone that doesn't have Facebook, tell them to tune into our page, Unified Love Couples Ministry. We are also live there. Thank you so much for joining. Auntie, Uncle, we see you.
We see y'all.
Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for logging in. Appreciate you.
Please share. Share.
Yes. All right. It's about time. And that's our topic on tonight. It's about time.
It's about time.
And we know that love requires time. And the more time we spend with an individual, the more likely we will feel love for them. Mm-hmm. So, there's truth in this statement. When we spend less time with the individual we are in a relationship with or the one that we are married to, our feelings or our affections may not be as strong for them as it would have been if we were spending meaningful time together.
Yes.
And the feelings of love could begin to fade. So there is truth in that statement. We see you, Sharifa. All right.
Hey.
That there's truth. The less time we spend with the individual that we're involved with, that we're married to, our affections could begin to fade for them because we're not taking the time to spend time with them. Love requires time. And the more time we spend with an individual or the one that we are with, yes, the more opportunity presents itself that we will fall in love or deeper in love. Remember when you first met the person, how you spent so much time with them, just talking, trying to get to know them. You wanted to know more about them. So because you spent that time, it allowed you to now develop feelings for them. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper. What happens when we end a relationship with a person and begin seeing someone else? Over time, we lose feelings for the person that we was first involved with. Yeah. Because quite frankly, now we have feelings for that one that we're spending time with. So because I'm not seeing them anymore and I'm seeing someone else, there's a transference. I'm not thinking about them as much. Why? Because someone else is occupying my time. I'm developing feelings for them. God bless you, Minister Veronica. Thank you so much for joining. So we know that love requires time. So our topic tonight is about time. It is about time. It is about the time that we spend with the person that we are in love with, and we create those memories that will last a lifetime.
So, I just want reiterate on what my wife just said. Spending time with someone that you care about and you love, is the most, I say, the best thing that you should be doing. A lot of times we get caught up in work, we get caught up in all kind of other stuff, and even as Christians, we get caught up in ministry. Even people that's in the world, they get caught up in everything else except spending time together. Oh my, I got to hang out with my girls, or I got to hang out with my boys, and you don't have time for nothing else. And then when you get home, you have no time for the one you love.
Or your energy is spent and you're exhausted because it's the whole day. We've done and arranged things for that day in order to put in that time, but then we're neglecting that necessary time that we need with the one that we love.
Mm-hmm. So it's very important. It's very important.
Yes.
And it is about time, that you realize, hey, we're not spending enough time together. We're putting everything before our time, together. And that's one thing about God. He wants us to spend time together too, as husband and wife. Everything don't have to always be about just ministry, but you have to have quality time with one another.
Yes.
Or work, or whatever you're doing. You should look at, I got to spend time with the one I love so our love can grow. Our love can be stronger. Our love can be better. Because if you don't spend time with them, somebody else will.
Ooh, there it is. And what do we learn or yearn for? We yearn for attention.
Attention, yeah.
We want attention. And it ain't because we want it from someone else. Hi, Sister Iris. We want it from the one we're with. But when we're being neglected, then we begin to desire it from someone else. So I originally wanted from you, hey, I'm with you. I want to be with you. I want my time to be with you. I want you focused on me. I want your attention. I'm screaming, see me. I'm over here. And when we neglect that person, when someone else begins to give them attention, then they, and it may not even be them trying to find anyone. It's not even about them trying to cheat on the relationship. It's just that that's the attention that they've been looking for at home, which they're not receiving. And now when someone else, and then flirtatious tendencies begin to grow from that, because I like what I'm hearing. I like the attention you're giving me. I like what it is that you're saying to me. Yes, I would love it from the one that I'm with, but because it's someone now on the outside, and and again, it may not even be our intentions to even carry it any further, but then it turns into flirtatious. And then the person knows and see our reaction, how we respond to what their comments are. And if they see that we are just giggling and, oh, stop playing, and, oh, I'm married, and all that little giggling and laughing, but we like the attention.
Yeah.
So it's important that if we're not getting that attention at home, what can we do to cause more time for that person to be meaningful? Let's create that time. Let's work together, because time is a prerequisite for love. You cannot love someone you don't spend time with.
Yes.
Because that's how you fell in love with them. All the time you spent going out. Hey, cuz Cheryl, we see you. Going out, spending time together. When you first meet that person, you're so wrapped and you're also intertwined and can't get off the phone, falling asleep on the phone, trying to get to know each other. And that's that time we need once we're in a relationship and throughout the relationship.
And a lot of times, when you, like my wife just said, oh, you're getting to know each other, you falling asleep on the phone and all that other stuff. But when you finally get together, even just as as just dating and trying to get to know it, sometimes it gets to a point where, You don't know, you think you don't learn everything you can about the other person. So really, there's nothing else interesting
Mm-hmm.
about that person
Mm-hmm.
that you feel like you need to know. Oh, I know everything about them now, so I don't. There's nothing else I need to know. So that means to tell me you still want to spend time with them.
Yes.
You don't want to still talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about getting to know them too, but it's about spending time and communicating. And if you're having problems doing that before you get married, that's a red flag right there that you're gonna have problems
Absolutely.
communicating when you're married.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best to learn each other now
Yes.
and learn how to communicate, even if it's little, if it ain't really about nothing, but you're communicating, you're
Mm-hmm.
talking to each other, you're spending time with each other, you're laughing together,
Yes.
you just talking about serious things that might be just going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It don't have to always be about you too.
Yes. Hi,
But I
Ernestine.
think it's always good to what can we do to make our relationship better?
Yes.
How can we help each other do better for each other?
Right.
It's not me myself, but it's both of us. How can we do better to help each other do better for
Yes.
our relationship? And a lot of people always say, well, what I want, and this what
Mm-hmm.
I need, and this what I want. But it's not always about just what you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what you need in your relationship.
And the only way to find that out is to communicate, to talk. And if we feel that we're lacking affection, talk to them and tell them, hey, you haven't been paying me too much attention. Like, what you like, let me feel like you're there. Let me know that you're there. Communicate with them. Y'all know how we do it. You have any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. We'll make sure that we address them. We're talking about it's about time. It is about putting in and investing the time in your relationship because you want it to work. Because this is the person that, even if you're not married yet and you're seeing them, this is the person that is potentially who you'll spend your life with.
Yes.
And if you cannot communicate with them now, then you will have communication issues once you're married.
Yeah.
Because that same baggage of non-communication, that same baggage of things that were lagging in the relationship, things that was not worked out, and we have this fantasy like, oh, once we get married everything will change. No, it's going to be the same before and after. The only difference is you now have that last name. The only difference is y'all are wedded on a certificate. All baggage that you bring in is going to be there. So it's important that if you're not married yet, this for the single folk, if you're not married yet, it's important to resolve all of your issues before you get married. Resolve
And the
them.
one thing I like my wife said too is this, that you're going to have those problems if you're not communicating already.
Mm-hmm.
If you having a specific issue with communicating, just talking to each other about things, and it seems like I don't want to talk about that. Right there, that's red flag, because you got to be able to discuss anything
Yes.
in your relationship. So you imagine, think about it, men and women. If you're about to marry this person, or you thinking about getting married, and now you can't even communicate to each other, you can't even talk to each other. So you think it's going to get better when you get married? No, you need to stump that in the ground now.
Yes.
Before you even think about getting married. But so many people say, like you said, oh, well, we'll get it right once we get married. No, it'll get right once we get it. It don't work like that.
That's right.
If you can't get it married before you get married, how is it going to get any better while you're married?
I wanted to read a little of this article I found online. Kevin Thompson, from some years ago, began to talk about the number one cause of divorce. And he says that I'm convinced the number one cause of divorce is not adultery, financial problems, or irreconcilable differences. Those are most often symptoms of a deeper problem. While these problems might be real, I believe there is a bigger issue. The most common issue I see with customers, with couples who are struggling in marriage, is a lack of intentional investment in their marriage. While it's fair debate of which comes first, did someone lose interest or they lost intention, or did someone lose intention so they lost interest? Either way, the key idea: we can influence our feelings by intentionally investing in our marriage.
I like that.
It's an investment.
It's an
What you
investment.
put in, you don't put in nothing. Guess what?
You
You're
get
not gonna
nothing.
yield no return of everything, all of that, all the years. Think about how many years you've been with someone and how much time have you spent with them today.
And how much time, think about this. How much time you spent with them. And think about, man, all the time I've been with them, all I've been doing is complaining. All I've been doing is murmuring. All I've been doing is, oh, you don't do this right. You don't do that right. They never can get it right. So what about you? You won't never get it right either. So a lot of time people like depending on the other person, but sometimes you too need to get it right. You need to say, you know what? Hey, I know what I'm doing wrong. Do you know what you're doing wrong? And how can we work on it to make each other better? Because we invested in this. We got rings on each other. We got paper on each other.
Yes.
So how are we going to invest in our marriage? So we're about to get married. So how can we? I already invested time. I already invested, years of being, us together. Now we're talking seriously about getting married. Wait a minute. We got to get serious about each other.
Yes.
And figure out all this time we done invested into each other. I didn't invest this just to sit here. I invested all this time for us to break up and you go your way and I go away and we start all over again. And so many people are quick to do that when things don't go their way.
That's it.
They quick to quit and, I got enough of this. You go your way and then they starting all over again. So it's like you relationship hopping. That's a good word for it, right? It
is. And
you got people out there that relationship hop, married hop. They marry somebody and then 3 or 4 months later, oh, I don't want to be married to you no more. A year, oh, we should get a divorce. Then they move to the next person. Oh, we got to get married again. And then it's all, you just keep jumping in and out of relationships.
No, times are too scary for that for me. I was terrified once because I had been single for a long time. And honestly, I was content. I was happy being single. And the reason I was happy was I was terrified of getting into a new relationship, having to learn that person on. I'm like, I don't know, like what their intentions are. And so I'd rather be alone and content than try to learn someone else because I was afraid. So God knew what he was doing when he sent me someone that I was already familiar from my past, because honestly, I would not have let no one in. No one, because I was terrified. Terrified.
We got a question.
What happens when they not trying to make the marriage work, even when you forgive and willing to work it out?
I'm gonna let you get that one.
Okay, so in order for a marriage to work, both parties, both individuals have to want the marriage, because what happens is there is an imbalance. So where you're trying to make it work, you're investing in the relationship. They're not doing anything to make sure that it stands. So the harder you try, it may make them angrier, provoke them into anger. It may make them resentful, especially if they've already checked out. So the good thing, or a positive note, it is to communicate with that person to see what are your intentions. Do you want this marriage? I can't continue to live like this. I can't continue to wonder whether or not we're married or not. The first step is to have a conversation with them, a serious conversation where there's no distractions, where it's just you and them, and you're able to talk it out. Because if they don't want the marriage, it's not going to work, or you'll be there for years with the unhappy marriage.
Wow.
They have to want it to work. And your aim in talking with them is not to go in angry, not to go in mad. You're going in trying to get an understanding of where their head is and where they see your future is. So even with the question, what do you see us in 5 years? Go to them. What do you see us in 5 years? Yes, we're here. We're in this marriage. Things are not going right. I want to. Where do you see us in 5 years? And let them talk without you interjecting, because a lot of times we cut them off and then they're not able to finish their thought because it could be something that they said that makes us angry. They could start by blaming it on you. But look, you came to get understanding. So even if they want to vent, let them vent so you can see where their head is. Because a lot of times I know we go into defensive mode because, wait, you blaming this on me, but you did this, you didn't know. Let them talk. Give them an opportunity to express themselves, because it could have been times that they tried to, but we cut them off. Or we got so defensive that we jumped on them and they could not even finish their complete statement because now we're mad, we're fussing, we're raging, we're hollering. Y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. We ain't giving them an opportunity to speak because now we're trying to defend ourselves. So you ain't going in being defensive. You ain't going in even trying to explain yourself. You're going in to find out, hey, are we going to work this out? What is your intentions? Where do we see ourselves in 5 years?
And what do you want from the relationship? What will make it better for you? Well, and then, now you told me what will make it better for you. Now, let me tell you what will make it better for me.
Absolutely. So you get your opportunity to talk.
Yeah, so you don't have to overtalk anybody. You don't have to, when they trying to talk to you, you jumping in every time you already got something to say back. Give them an opportunity to talk. When they're done talking, now, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, you're done. Now I want to explain you what I need out of this relationship.
And make sure, like you said, you've forgiven them and you're willing to work it out. Do they know that? Do they know that you've forgiven them? Do they know that you want a future with them? Do they know that you still love them? Do they know that you want this to work? We have to communicate and express our feelings and be real. I've heard so many people, oh, I'm holding back 98% of me. I'm holding back 70% of me because I don't want to be hurt. I'm holding back, and people do that. Like, don't engage fully because there's a guard up protecting themselves. But if we want to love or someone to love us like we want to be loved, then we have to be willing to be expressive in our love. So if they already know that, you forgave them and you want this to work, now your next question is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
So, leaving on that note, like it's about time. It's about time for you to do those things.
Yes.
It's about time for you, if you haven't communicated in a long time, it's time for you to say, honey, let's sit down and talk, because I need to know why you so mad. Or why you look so angry, like you mad at me. And sometimes, other person might not know why you mad. So it's good. Or you don't know why they're mad. So,
and y'all may not even be mad at each other. Something just happened that day.
Right.
And you're reflecting, on them because they're the closest to you.
Yeah, because that's who do you see when you get home? Who do you see when you wake up? Who do you see when you're getting ready to go to bed? Your husband or your wife?
Yes.
So that's sometimes we, in relationship, you bring home things from work that have nothing to do with them, but they don't know that.
Right.
So sometimes we have to explain ourselves. Hey, look, I'm not upset with you, but hey, I got a lot going on with my job and this and that, and then you say to me, hey, vent a little bit. Tell me what's going on. That's a part of investing. you not I'm not gonna say act like you no, you should want to be involved in your husband or your wife what's going on their job, because it's going to affect you when they get home.
Yes, absolutely. And then make sure you're putting in the time.
One more thing.
Go ahead, babe.
Listen, don't be a part of the problem. Be a problem solver. That means you don't add yourself into whatever they're already going through. So they could come home venting and upset about something else, but now, oh, when you come home taking it out on me. Listen, it's not about you, and it's what they're going through.
Yes.
So in order to be a good husband or a good wife, hear them out first.
That's it.
Listen to them first. Now when they're done, they're looking, nobody telling you. If they didn't love you, they wouldn't want to come home and talk to you about it. Okay, honey, this is what I'm mad about. And they're looking for an answer from you. So your answer should be, well, honey, I think this and that, the situation. I think first you need to calm down. I know what they did to you was wrong, but I think you need to calm down first, because you don't want to, you don't want to, lose your job. You don't want to get so upset and all. You got to calm them down.
Yes. Yes.
Listen, somebody got to have a clear head. So why can't it be you with the clear head?
Yes. It's about time. Quality time, spending time. This is your investment. And if you think about today, those that are married, how much time will you spend with your spouse today? How much time? An hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes? How much quality one-on-one time will you spend with your spouse that does not revolve around the kids
or your
friends, or just
family members,
managing everyday life? Because we have a lot that we do in a day. How much time are we actually really spending with each other?
And a lot of times too, we spend so much time with family. We spend so much time, like my wife said, with the kids, that we don't. By the time we get in bed, we don't have time to even just say, "How was your day?"
Yes.
So you have to make that happen. When that man comes home, walk in that door, and he don't work all day, and you're at home, how was your day? Not, well, this was broken and that happened. And come on, the man just came home from work. Or your wife come home from work. Where the food at? You ain't gonna cook nothing? Listen, how about, if
you ain't bring nothing?
You ain't bring nothing home? I'm home. What about me?
Yes.
I ain't good. I ain't enough. We could Uber eat something.
Which we do.
But come on. Have consideration knowing that, hey, they're out there working and investing for our future. Working and investing so we can keep a roof over our heads.
Yes.
And if you're home all day and he comes home and you bickering and you ain't even fix the man one little meal, come on now. Come on. You should look at yourself and put your head down and feel bad.
Okay. The article speaks about 5 things we can do every day which will reconnect us with our spouse. The first one, he says, is pray about the specifics of your spouse day. Not only will you, and remember, this is what my husband was just talking about. It'll remind you not only of the sacrifice that they made, but also it will require of you to be specific and pray them and help pray them through the day. And your prayer can help, even circumvent some things that would have happened in the day if we had prayed. So pray about the specifics of your spouse day. I remember an activity we did together, and then we did with our couples groups, the 40 days, the Love Dare. And one of the days, the challenge was you had to look your spouse in the eye and pray for them with your eyes open. So you're facing each other and you're praying for each other with your eyes open, and you're looking at the other one while they pray at you, and they're looking at you, and you look at them while you pray for them. And we had such a great response because the intensity of the prayer, I know we often just close our eyes and just pray, but just looking at this person and then praying as you see them, praying as you physically know them, is a great impact. So that's what he say. Pray about the specifics of your spouse day. Number 2, always kiss goodbye and hello.
Mm.
How many of us still do that?
Anybody?
And those engaged, okay, maybe a smack. Those that are just dating, you ain't doing no kissing. Maybe a smack on the cheek.
Yeah, on the cheek.
Okay, on the cheek.
You starting now.
Okay. Oh, wait. We did start with a disclaimer that we were going to be good tonight. So, okay, sis, we see your hand up. Y'all still kiss goodbye and hello. That is awesome. That's that physical and emotional connection.
Right.
Number 3, call, text, or email at least once a day to check in. Who does that?
That's every day.
Let me see them hands. Who do that? Call, text, or email at least once a day to check in. You got a thumbs down. You don't do that? Yes, check in. And I ain't trying to clock your whereabouts. I just want I want to feel and know you thinking about me. I want to feel and know that, in your stressful day, in the emotional day that you've had, in your hectic day, that you are thinking about me. Call me, text me, email me. Baby, I miss you. What's going on? How's your day going? Everything all right? I know you're busy. I just wanted to let you know I love you. Come on now. What's going on here?
Come on now.
Number 4, have at least 5 minutes of uninterrupted conversation. 5 minutes. What we do, we get together, we turn on the TV, we have dinner, we on our phones while we're eating. We're distracted, we're doing other stuff. 5 minutes of uninterrupted conversation. Yes, every day. She said every day.
Every day.
Every day. Yes, this draws us closer physically as well as emotionally. And look at this, hug for at least 30 seconds before you leave for work or after you come home or as you go to bed. Hug for at least 30 seconds. Now, you ain't going to be standing there counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the intention is that it's not such a rush and a such quick, but it's a moment of embracement. If it's a moment of endearment, it's showing affection. Oh, I needed that hug today. Thank you so much. I needed that. It's just a moment. Oh, come over here. Let me give you a hug. Come here, and be playful. Like, okay, we married. We don't have to be serious all the time.
That's
we
right.
have to, okay, so your spouse always busy until he goes to sleep. Guess what? Go sit on his lap and say, give me a hug. Give me a kiss. Initiate it. And then when they see you initiate it, then they'll start initiating it. Maybe he's saying, well, she don't want to be bothered. I ain't going to leave her. Maybe I'm going to leave her alone. She don't want to be bothered. Initiate it. What are they going to say? Get off my lap. Leave me alone. I don't feel like being bothered. Hug him anyway. And then eventually he'll start laughing. Oh, y'all, you just playing. Stop. Leave me alone. Let me go. Come on. We got to be playful. There's nothing wrong with having fun in your relationship. It's nothing wrong with, playing and, just having a good time. I It was just last week. I'm gonna share this. I stand on the side of my husband's bed. He slams me on the bed like we in WWE SmackDown. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Just slam me, pick me up. I know my feet left the ground. I'm telling y'all. Slam me on the bed and laughing. Like, what is wrong with you? This is not WWE. We are not wrestling. What's going on?
It was not a slam.
Oh my! Oh, okay. It wasn't pickup slam, but he in a sitting position, hoist me up and slam me. That's a slam. He slammed me on the, and then standing there laughing. And
Okay, let's keep going. All right, we got to keep going here. So remember how you feel. Remember how you felt when you fell in love. Shell, no comments. No comments. No comments. All right.
The point is, do things unexpected. Be playful. Be in love. Okay, you've been married 30 years, but it don't have to be boring because you've been together 30 years. Do something different. Do something. Pinky say, let me finish the story. Do something different. Do something spontaneous. It doesn't have to be, oh, we was married for 14 years and hey, we just married. We just married. He do his own thing, I do my own thing. We just married. Hey, we just like bro man on Martin. I'm just chilling. We just chilling. We have to make the most out of our marriage, our relationship. And that's spending, and you know what? It may not be that you can spend time together every day. Huh? It may not be that you have to spend that quality time every day. You may not just have the time to do it, but you have to do it on a regular basis. Y'all always hear us talk about make a date night. Friday nights is our date night. Sometimes, yeah, we do booking engagements and we have to speak at other churches, but we do another day in the week. We do that Saturday or we do that Thursday. So make allowance, make time for each other. And it's important that it's with you and them alone. If you have children, babysitter.
Get a babysitter.
Yes, you have to make that. It is so important, and we know that we're busy. We know we have a lot going on, and a lot of us are tired at the end of our day. But just to spend that 5 minutes, okay, tell me how your day was. What's going on? How you been doing? Was just to interact, and you'll see how much more meaningful your relationship becomes. And if you have become distant, it'll draw you to come together, because now not only do they see you taking the time to make time for them, now somewhere in them they will feel obligated to make time for you.
And one thing, and we're all grown here, one thing too, during those conversations, if intimacy is a big part of that too. So if you spending time together romantically and having those times together too, that's very important too. It's not just come home, go to bed, and see you later.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes.
see you in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that. It's more to it than that. And if you have a husband or a wife who loves you, who's loving on you, you should be happy that you have somebody that really loves you that much. They want to spend time with you, even romantically. They want to spend time with you. It's very important because why? You'll start worrying if they ain't spending romantic time with you, because then they spending it with somebody else.
That's right. And then there goes the accusations.
Yes. There go the mistrust.
Yes.
And then there goes the other stuff. So why not you? It's about time. That is you.
Look at this. This is so cute. Now, Reverend Benton is our uncle and our auntie. They've been married for 62 years. And he just put in the chat, I am never too tired to take time for my wife.
Oh,
62 years of marriage. We're gonna have them on
Yeah,
as
we
guests.
got to.
We're gonna have to have them on as guests for those that are just starting out, for those that are maybe been 30 years in and that's tired. 62, that's two lifetimes,
I'm
like
telling
you know, to be with the same person and still never too tired to have time for them.
you.
Never too
And
tired.
you know, 14 years, and I'm never too tired.
Yes, July. I'll be 14 years. Seemed like yesterday, you know. And it's when you make time for each other, you begin to develop the same interests. Even before we got together, we both like movies. We both like video games. We both like, you know, it's so much that we had in common that it was easy for us to vibe again because we had that common, those common interests. And then, you know, he was into wrestling because he used to be a professional wrestler, and he was watching and started watching wrestling. And you know, I could have said, "Oh, I don't want to see that," but then I started watching it, and then became a fan of wrestling too. So we have to also be open to new ideas. Oh, you watching that again? I don't want to watch that. Never saw it. You could probably never saw it, but you know, don't want to take the time to learn something new. Do something different. Stop being the same old boring person, not wanting to experience new things. You might like it. You never know. You might like it. And then we had the same interest at football. I was into football in high school. And of course, I had weaned away from it, but I was going to every football game. I was cheering. I was, you know, when people had questions about what just happened, I knew what the answer was. So even when we got back together and we started watching the football together, he was already in the football, played football, everything. Like it was easier for me to reattach to that because I had prior interest in it, even though it was many years ago. So open yourself up to want to experience new things, want to be able to see new things and try new things. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. We don't like it, but we never tried it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to do that. What's that? Oh, la, 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 la. But we won't do anything different to try to spice up our relationship. And what does that equate to? More time together.
Yes.
All right, we see you, Prophetess Keisha.
What's
Yes.
up?
More time together. So spend that time. Be willing to spend that time, because the longer a couple stays without spending time together, there's a greater risk of your feelings begin to fade. Your feelings of love
And
beginning to
I
fade.
like what my wife said too about be interested in what your spouse loves or likes. You know, I know a lot of times something your spouse may do you may not like, but show him or show her that you're interested in what some of the same things they like. Hey, you know what? Let me see what you're watching. Let me see what you're into. Let me see what you, because you know, like my wife, she's in the scary movies. I'm not in the scary movies, but I did go see I did see a lot of what 2 or 3 scary movies.
Was screaming louder than me in the theater, but he saw it.
I saw it. You know. Nah, it's all depends on what you consider scary movies. So me, I don't consider like, you know, like Dracula and you know, what's the other one?
Werewolves.
Werewolves. I don't consider them.
Yeah, he'll watch those
because they're like, I just because I've been watching them since I was a kid, so it's like, you know. But like some of the stuff my wife likes, she likes scary movies that scare you, and you know, some of the movies she watch, sometimes you want to look up under the bed no more.
Oh, come on. Now, demonic movies, we don't watch demonic movies. That's a little more realer than some.
Don't do that. We don't, I don't play, I fight a demon.
Look, my husband loves cowboy westerns. I
do too.
I don't, but pretends to enjoy it with him, and it makes him happy. Oh, he's listening and just heard me speaking as I type. And now he knows. But guess what? He also knows you made the sacrifice in order to invest and spend quality time with him. So you should be smiling that your woman is taking the time to watch something she's really not interested in. And look, over time she could become interested in it,
Yeah.
but because she wants to spend time with you. Now
And
you
that's the
should be
whole
smiling.
thing. You know, and there was an old saying one time, you know, get to know that person thing, you know, that person you're in love with, get to know that thing that they love.
Yes.
You know, and what makes them happy.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to know that. And that's very important that you get to know that, because
Yes.
why? If it's important for them, it should be important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like whatever you are into is important to you, so they're going to be interested in what's important to you.
Yes.
You know, and one thing, you know, not, you know, some of the things my wife do or things like that, you know, I encourage her.
Mm-hmm.
She encourages me. And that's what it's about. We encourage each other to do better. We encourage each other to be better.
Yes.
Because why? It helps you, it helps both of you in your expectations to go even higher.
Look, I just realized that's Auntie Zelma. Okay, she say he's laughing and agree with me too. So yes, look, he wants to be with you.
Amen.
Western. Now, Auntie Zelma, you find something that he'll like and make him watch it with you.
Auntie Zelma, I like westerns.
Yes.
My wife would tell you, I love Western movies. I watch them. I like the quick draw, you know, they stare down.
Now I watch the more modern, up to date, like the old time Western with John Wayne. Sorry, Auntie Betty. The old time with John Wayne and that black and white stuff. Yeah, I'm not really interested in, but I do the up to date, like Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington. Yeah, like
and that's
that.
my man. I love Denzel Washington. Now I tell you, he created his first Western movie. I still watch it to this day. It was awesome. So, hey, I love Western movies. I love Western. I love action movies. My wife loves action movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we love Marvel Comics, y'all. We're
Yes.
crazy about Marvel Comics. We just love watching it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we love watching the superheroes.
And mind you, I wasn't into Marvel Comics before I got married. So, over time, you will develop an interest just because you took a chance to see whether or not you would like it, and not kill it the first time. Oh, smash. Oh, I don't want to see this. Oh, this is horrible. This is terrible. Why you got me watching this? Why that you complaining the whole time? Come on. Can you give it a chance?
Listen, I'm going to say this. I don't like movies like Beauty and the Beast. But
I used to like that.
But
I used to come up and let's watch.
But I did watch it with you at one time.
Beauty and the Beast.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I made him watch it with me.
Yeah.
He still
made me. I decided to say, you know what?
Hate it.
That's something she likes. I don't like it still. I don't like it, but I watched it because that's what she liked. Beauty. I'm not a Beauty and the Beast fan, okay? But I watched it because that's something she wants to watch. And I said, well, you know, since she want to watch it, that interests her. That's what she wants to watch. So I watch it with her.
See, compromise.
Yeah.
Remember, we're talking about quality time. It's about time to make time for each other. And the time that you make is an investment in your future. And you never know, you might love it. Yes, that's right, sis. She loved Beauty and the Beast too.
Whatever. Estefan, he loved Beauty and the Beast.
And you never know, you may enjoy it. Look, my husband has been a Dallas Cowboy fan since forever.
Since I was a little child.
Last November, for his birthday, I took him to Dallas for the Thanksgiving Day football game.
Best time ever!
And when I tell you, that was my first football game that I've gone to, a professional football game. And we had such a good time. It was my first experience.
Mine too.
The noise, the crowd, the hype, the excitement. It was awesome. And I had a good time. But what if I would have said, I ain't going to no football game. But look, this was a dream of his since forever.
On my bucket
he
list.
Want to go to a Dallas Cowboy. So, you do things and sacrifice for that person because you love them. And you never know, you might like it too. So don't knock it until you try it. Experience, be innovative, be creative, do things you've never done before. I ain't jumping out no plane. Now I ain't going to that kind of extreme.
Oh, you ain't got to worry about that because I don't jump out nobody's
I ain't
plane
doing
anyway.
no parasailing either.
Nope.
But there's a limit to the madness, okay?
And look at me. I mean, I was the kind of, I never liked cruises.
Mm-hmm.
I never liked to do a cruise. I don't like
He
cruises.
was so, oh no, I ain't getting on no boat. I ain't getting on no boat.
But I did it because that's what something my wife wanted to do. And that's something she liked to do. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go because that's something she wants to do and likes to do. And sometimes, like she said, you have to compromise with each other. You have to, sometimes you got to just play ball with each other. Whatever that person like, and you said you want to be with them, then you got to be interested in what they love too.
Yes, and he loved the cruise so much. Let me tell y'all, he willing to go on a 14-day cruise to Hawaii. Now that is kind of pushing it for me because I'm like 14 days on the water. What we gonna do 14 days on the ocean? But hey, we'll see what happens. So tune in next time and you'll find out too.
Hey, but so it like I said, it's not the big things that you do; it's the little things that helps keep your relationship with a spark. And whatever that is that keeps that relationship in a spark, you need to be willing to say, you know what, I'm gonna make this sacrifice because I love her. I'm gonna make this sacrifice because I love him.
Yes.
And because I love him and he loves me, I'm gonna do that because when something I want to do, he's always right there for me. He's always right there backing me, and she's always right there backing. So I gotta, be able to do what she needs me to do.
Yes.
That will make her happy and will make me happy too. So we gotta make each other happy.
That's what it's all about. We want to be happy, and to be happy, we want to make each other happy. So we'll live long, many years together. Look at our uncle, 62 years, uncle and auntie. And he is not tired of her yet. And she will fight you for him, okay? She will, I'm telling y'all, she'll fight. They've been married 62 years. And that's what it is. The investment, the time, the love. You begin to know each other, finish each other's statements, begin to act like each other, sometimes start looking like each other. So, spend that time. Hey, Rosalind, how are you?
Yes, hi.
Thank you for joining. And that quality time that you have will be so much. You're going to reap such a big return on your investment.
Yes.
Because you decided, hey, we need it. It's about time that we spend time and we make the time for each other.
Do things together.
That's it.
Do what they like, and then you do what the other person like.
Yes.
Do things that you think you would love together and do together. That's so important in a relationship. I tell you, that it keeps the relationship with fire in it. That's what I want to say.
Yes.
Keeps that fire in the relationship. Why? And also on top of all that, do something out of the ordinary, like you would never, do something unexpectedly that they wouldn't think you would do for them. Something they've been talking about, they wanted you to do those things. My wife I done did that for her so many times. She done did it for me. I mean, she like she said, she knew Dallas was my dream trip to go to Dallas, be at the stadium, at the $1 billion stadium at Dallas. And I'm still talking about it. I'm still telling people about it, because still showing my pictures and my videos, because that meant a lot to me that my wife took time out to do that for my birthday, and that's why she anything she want and I'm able to get it is hers. She ain't got to worry about asking me twice. Because that's how it should be. We love each other enough to care for what each other wants and be there for each other and encourage one another. Yes. Encourage your spouse, encourage your fiance, encourage each other to be better and to support them. support them. Don't put them down. Don't say what they can't do. And support them as they support you.
Yes.
So y'all support each other together. Because why? It's going to help you to grow.
Mm-hmm. Look, we had such a good time on tonight. We're not here every Thursday, but if you come every other Thursday, yes, we are on Facebook Live and on YouTube at 7 o'clock p.m. Also, don't forget to pick up our books at Amazon. We have The Love Cure for Relationship and Marriage, and we have our newly released communication book, 21 Days to Success Communication Builder for Couples. So this is a workbook, talking made simple. You're doing this with your spouse. You're doing it with the one that you're in a relationship with so that you can talk and be able, we talked about communication a lot. You have activities, you have learnings, you have things that you're going to do in order to enhance your communication.
And ladies, I just want to say this, what my wife says all the time. If your husband don't want to go to therapy, we created this book just for that. It helps you learn how to communicate together.
Also, if you feel like you need individual counseling, you can go to our Unified Love Couples Ministry.org page and contact us for private counseling. While you're there on the page, don't forget to subscribe to our website. Once you subscribe, you will receive via email our newsletter that we produce on a monthly basis. Again, thank you so much for joining on tonight. We appreciate your comments, your remarks, your loves, your likes, and don't forget to share this broadcast. And we'll be back the following Thursday to continue. Amen. We don't know what we're coming with, but y'all know we're going to bring it.
That's it.
All right. You all have a good night. Love you all.
Love y'all.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.